We look good?
Yeah, we look great, bro.
Well, you're doing most of the heavy lifting there.
Yeah, it's a street footer, you know.
It is, bro. It's a hard life to live, I can bet, you know.
Yeah, just constant sexiness. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Bad profession for it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you don't get hit that much, so it kind of works out.
Yeah, I guess not too bad, huh?
Not in fights.
Yeah. I definitely get hit a lot more in training than my fights. Yeah.
G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen from Southern Cross Combat, and I'm here backstage at the Eternal 91 weigh-ins talking to Mr. Dom Marfan. Dom, I thank you very much for the time. It's awesome to get a chance to talk to you and meet you in person and such. How are we feeling? How is everything?
Yeah, really good. Cut went great. Camp went great. Feeling fit, strong, and ready to put on a show.
We were just talking before we started. We were talking about the training room and such. How is it in the training room? How's camp been and stuff like that?
Oh, it's electric. Especially at the moment, we had eight guys in camps. I think more at the beginning of the camp. So like everyone's in fight camp. Everyone's peaking at the same time. It's like the level in that room was just ridiculous. That camp.
What is that like? I have to imagine it's a crazy feeling when you've got so many high level athletes and as you said, they're all peaking. Everyone's like, they're all getting to the top at the same time. What is that like? What does that make training sessions like?
Yeah, it's sink or swim, but absolutely everyone in the team is looking to be able to swim. So it's kind of like it's forging everyone in fire. You know, we have a few of the amateurs on the card, and like, man, that was really, really good thing for them to be able to go through, being in the same like room, seeing all the pros that are more experienced kind of like put that work in, and you could see it reflect on them, like they were putting the work in the camp as well, man. So it's really cool.
And you have, I think, one of the best fight nicknames I've come across. I always love telling people, Dom Marfan Street Buddha. I love telling people about it. Where did that name kind of come from? How did you become Street Buddha?
Yeah, so initially, the barber had fucked up my haircut, and then I just went, oh, fuck that, man. Like, it was all lopsided. I used to have, like, an undercut, but they've cut it so that it was, like, kind of, like, hanging to the side. It was off-center. It looked all fucked up. And I went, oh, shit, I'm just going to have to shave this off. So I shaved it off, and I had a shaved head, and I started getting all these nicknames from people saying, like, oh, man, you look like a monk. You look like the last airbender. And at the time, Jorge Masvidal was like being known as Street Jesus, and at the time I just like flexed back at someone when I was getting filmed, and I went like, nah, it's Street Buddha. And then from then on, like people kind of like as a joke called me it, but then it kind of stuck to me, and then like I kind of reached a point after my initial loss to Quillen when I went on a bit of a streak, where I was coming out with this different energy in fights, where I was really, really trying to finish people, not just like winning fights, but really trying to hurt people. and the boys have suggested, like, man, like it's good that you kind of pair a fight name with this. Like, I reckon Street Buddha fits, and I ended up just going with it. It's stuck perfectly, so yeah, I'm keeping it for sure.
I want to talk about that run, and I want to talk about, I feel like you are a man who is unsung at lightweight a little bit. I feel like maybe a little bit underrated in my personal opinion. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've gotten a lot of attention. Eternal gave me Eternal Fighter of the Year 2023. So I don't know about unsung, but I definitely reckon, based off of where I know I'm going to go, potentially you could say unsung. I know that I'm destined for fighting in the UFC. I know that pretty much all my performances that I put out are not even what I'm capable of. So, you know, my last fight, it was a little bit closer to what I wanted it to be, like elbowing someone into oblivion. Like, that's what I want all my fights to look like. I want it to look like I've sprayed the mat with their blood at the end of the fight. And I think all my fights from here on out are going to look like that. Expect all violent finishes. I think real quick, I'll let my performances do the talking.
Do you expect another violent finish tomorrow night?
Yes, without a doubt. Yep. I think I'll either elbow him to pieces for the finish, or I could also see myself snatching up a neck if he's not cautious on his way back up.
What do you make of your opponent as a fighter?
He's good, man. He's 4-1. He's got some good attributes on him. Like he's really long. He's not super conventional with his striking. He's got kind of like a little bit of an awkward timing and delivery with his strikes, which works in his favor really well. You can see him kind of land a shot sometimes when from the outside it doesn't even look like anything was landed, but the other guy's clearly been affected by it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a case of like getting a read on him, feeling his timing when we're in there, and I think the second I've got a read on the timing, I think it's game over. I think I'll close the whole fight out.
And in no way talking about like looking past this gentleman, but just kind of in the future. As I said, someone I feel you a little bit underrated in the division. Do you think a victory tomorrow night puts you back in that title contention? Could you see maybe the next fight being a title fight?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, 100%. I'm keen on a title fight. I'm keen on most fights, to be honest. I really want to fight. I want to fight some of those like kind of like veterans in the division, like a Jack Becker or something. Like that'd be really cool. Just because like I remember watching those guys fight while I was an amateur, and like it's kind of cool. I've always like kind of thought like, oh man, I'd like to be able to fight those guys one day, and it's cool that I kind of feel like I'm at that spot now. I'd be keen on fighting for a title still. I don't know what the go is with Harry Webb and his recovery. So that obviously plays a factor. Like he's got to recover with his injury. But yeah, if the title's up for grabs, then yeah, I'll be keen to go for it.
Tom, my fan, I thank you very much for the time. It is an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck in the fight. I'll see you on the other side.
Awesome. Thank you.